Welcome, Saga friends. Rodge here, aka the Wisco Horn Dog, and we are at it again. Another Saga Thursday, your regular source for Saga, the miniatures game goodness. And we are back with the second half of our Adepticon coverage, and we are very quickly going to go over the Saga singles results in the Grand Melee. This was 6 games over 2 days, and the overall king of Saga was John Stentz, the Silver Fox himself. And you might have recognized that name from previous Saga Thursdays. He helped me with the Welsh and Scots battle boards, and he won this one with his Norse Gales, and we'll take a look at his warband a little later. But huge congrats to John. I'm sure we will chat about it at some point. In second place, we have the Champion of the King Award. I like all these. They have a fun title. Goes to John Redman with his Militus Christi, I believe. And well done, John. Nice work. He kicked my butt last year, so I can definitely see how he would rise to the top. Best Sportsman, the Lord of Branches, went to Stephen Holdeman, who had a badass display board of these Mongol steppe tribe type dudes, and we're going to see that one as well as the Master of Runes, the best painted, which was Sean Mumi, and these were Irish, I believe, and we're going to take a look at those. They're all coming, don't worry. The highest slaughter points goes to Jeremy Olsen, and then the Player's Choice votes went to the Tracy Beach. So we're going to take a look at her stuff as well. We're going to see it all, and I don't see why we need to wait any longer. We'll take a look at those photos. I'll be commenting on the various things I see, and I started out taking photos of the Saga Teams event, and then I came back for the Saga Singles, the Grand Melee, the following day, and everything was displayed nicely, and I took photos of all the warbands I saw, so hopefully we got everybody. I'm sure there's going to be a few missing that weren't displayed, or I missed them when I was walking around, but definitely you're going to see these are some of the coolest Saga warbands that I've ever seen. So people bringing the love, and yeah, take a look at this shit. We're going to start with the Friday warband photos, which was the team tournament, and depending on how these were laid out, it's either going to be a single force, or they might be displayed together. So we're taking a look at some steppe tribes here. Not totally sure who these belong to. I believe Larry Golba, but you can see a cool idea here with the various color schemes on these guys to easily separate out the units. I think that's pretty cool. Moving on, we've got a pretty kick-ass display here, and I think I have some additional photos of this one laid out in the singles later on, but yeah, badass water effects. Look at that ridge down there as the waves come in. That's some top-notch shit right there. The boat looks awesome. You can see there's frost on the planks, and kind of looks like an MDF boat, judging by the looks. It's not like that Renedra one. I believe that's what it's called, but we got some badass Viking warriors, it seems, and overall display base was pretty badass. I like the one single tree up there. It's a barren place. Okay, here we have some freaking badass shit here. This is Tracy Beach, her Normans, and this looks like the whole warband was displayed, although this was the team section, and you can see the fucking badass bio tapestry going across there as they're making it after victory was won. Nice colors, cohesive force here. Nice red on these. You can see the hand-stitched army list up there. I love this Saga army list because they're so tiny that like it seems like a waste to print off a whole sheet of paper. And mine I actually printed out 6 of them to a single page and then cut out these little squares. So super inventive. Definitely fits in the theme of the tapestry there. So we're kind of zooming in. Nice little pups there. Looks like a turn counter in the lower left-hand corner. Pretty cool. And we're getting in closer here. Actual display board is really nice as well. You can see rocks, different flowers and such. The kind of wonder how that actually goes across there, that tapestry. It kind of looks like it just, you put down the models and it just lays across. It looks cool. Very, very awesome. Been really interested in tiny little decals and stuff like that on my Infinity models for some reason, but this is kind of scratching that itch to do some really, really tiny work. Very, very nice. You can see another shot there. And really digging the look of those crossbowmen as well. They look like nice guardian warriors to the ladies here. And then moving on to the other half of the team, Andy Lyon. So another inventive army warband board there, the production board, Byzantines, with the 8 Hearthguard, 5 warriors, 11 laid out here. Nice tower kind of piece of scenery here, and you can kind of see the scaffolding off to the side because it's a, if you look down towards the bottom, it's a complete movie theme. You can see the big production lights. There's a little tiny clipboard holding dude, a couple cameras, and this is so cool. It's tough to come up with a good theme in Saga, I think, for just a cohesive look to everything. And this is such a cool idea and really well executed. As we zoom in here, you can see that the outfits of these dudes are completely reminiscent of like the 60s and 70s. Those kind of fantasy action, historical adventure movies, and definitely giving off that vibe. Super cool. I love the little light display pieces, and it looks like they double as turn counters there. I can see a little number there. You can see it kind of looks like they're discussing their lines there in the purple fella there. Oh man, so good, so good. I love this little guy here, like a local newsman taking the story. So overall, these such a cool idea, so well executed. Definitely loving this army. Moving on, another team faction here, Berserker, and I believe this is Fensky and Salmon, but I'm not 100% on that. But nice foreground Anglo-Saxon buildings here. Some nice citadel trees rounding out the display board. If we zoom in, some really nice decal. Well, I think they're decals, but maybe some of them are actually painted on here. But these shields look nice. If you look to the left, you can see the cloaks are done really well. And then on the right side, you get some badass berserker looking dudes. Oh, wish I had a close-up shot of those. Here we got some Eastern looking Vikings here. I'm not totally sure what warband this is. Some sort of Viking faction. This would make me think Yams, perhaps, or Pagan Rus. Yeah, these Eastern Viking looking dudes are badass. I like them. Okay, we got another ship. This one looks like that plastic ship. And coming up on a nice Viking shore here. Looks nice and muddy. Got a foreground ox cart and a Viking longhouse type thing there. And another display board with the cutouts in it. This one looks fine. I'm not going to knock on anybody's, but it seems like you get a lot more use out of them if you just set your models on top instead of cutting out individual holes. Never been a fan of that, because then what if you want to change the warband and then you just have these holes hanging out here? I don't know, but for what we're seeing here, looking very good, very nice. Here we see the art of the display board in full array here. It looks so cool, cool laid out like that with the fur, the Thor's hammer. Looks like some beads or gemstones, rune stones over there. And then a nice badass helmet. And then we can take a look at the factions there. Ingvar the Far Traveler, Halmar the Mad. You're letting the fur and the hammer do the talking here, and you just got a nice appropriate size display board. I like the tombstone and that big other terrain piece on that one. This photo turned out dark for some reason, but you can see these badass raven banners. And there we have Ingvar the Far Traveled, is famed for launching the last great Viking expedition, traveling to the Black and Caspian seas. On the bottom there, they died in the east in Sarkland. Badass Mike Mihalos, Pagan Rus. Excellent work. There's the other half. Nice banner on that one as well. I gotta step up my banner game. I don't have anything going on. Nice shields as well. Halmar the Mad, a Danish lord by blood yet now settled in England, gained his place in the sagas. All right. Okay, these are Manis. I remember playing against these. These would be the Spanish. Very bright, very colorful. Love the basing scheme. Love that banner. Love the shields. Just really well done. Cohesive without sticking to just like one color, you know? That's always the Saga issue for the painter and me, is I just want to paint everything the same. But he did such a good job of laying out all these different colors, and it still feels like a cohesive force. John Redman for his Christus Militae, and we'll probably see some more photos. This might be the whole force. I can't recall, but he played in the singles as well. Really, really nice, clean, well done. Definitely cohesive. Like the basing as well, with the larger rocks strewn about, and then nice work on the flags as well. You can see the tiny little pennants on all the knights there. Really digging that. And we got the Beard Bros Awesome here. This is Kevin's Step Tribes and Mr. Mikey G's Pagan Rus. So this was the pair, the duo that took over the entire team tournament. And I'm not sure which, I think this is Mikey G's display board, but definitely another nice use of color. Got purples, blues, yellows, reds, all up in there, and they look really good all together. Kevy stuff, running lots of colors as well, mostly yellows and blues, it looks like. Nice job on the Warlord's horse there, mixing it up. Would be, just looking at that Warlord's horse, the amount of effort that had to go in just blows me away. I can't imagine having to do that to 30 horses or something like that in that kind of scheme. I don't even know what kind of horse you'd call that, but you will never see me doing anything like that unless, I don't know, maybe it would be an interesting video, because I would fucking hate it. I'm more of a horse dipper myself, and won't begrudge anyone else who follows suit. And we got the Fall of Hooves, Thunder of Hooves. So this is John Stentz and Eric Hagens. I think this is the Breton side of the force. And then we have the Normans, a little heavier armored on the other side. Nice shields here, nice and gritty. I like how the checkerboard patterns there you can see are weathered around the edges. Those look like they're hand painted to me, but I'm gonna have to ask Hagen about that. But definitely look cool, nice thematic force together. Some more shots of those sweet shields. We've got the Warlord up top there. I'm not sure which one, I think that's the Norman one. Very cool model. Holy fuck, that sword is huge. Look how long that sword is. Would not want to be hit by that thing. Yeah, baby. Nice use of the leaves. Definitely a fan of the leaf litter. If you don't have those tiny little leaves, pick some up. Look how awesome they make this entire board. Just having those tiny leaves out there. Okay, cool. we might be into the singles, we might still be in the teams, but check this shit out. I love, this display board is awesome. I love the multiple rows in the back. And I was actually kind of thinking something similar for my Anglo-Saxons if I was to do a display board, which I'm not a super big fan of display boards because I'm always painting stuff at the last minute before the tournament, so I can never spend the appropriate amount of time on one. But yeah, I love how you can see each individual model that way. So you kind of work in the vertical space, and you can see all their shields. Everybody's looking good here. And then up front, we have the badass Viking metal band going on there. We got the drummer, the looks like 2 guitars, maybe a bassist in there smashing his thing. I think I have some close-up pictures. SDMSS, I'm not sure what that stands for. But we got some sweet horns. Looks like a runic cup, dice cup back there for additional flavor. And we're zooming in here. I like that Viking Warlord on the lower right-hand side, by the way. That's a nice model. And yeah, we got to zoom in. Kind of a shit camera shot here. But you can see the drummer and the guitarist guy smashing his stuff really well back there. A little blurry up top. The lead singer there. And another shot. Love the ancient. You can see the speaker is like a Viking shield inside there. That's awesome. Another shot. Got some fans of the show, like these little sausages draped across that bottom barrel there. Very cool. But we have a large, some sort of Muslim force, perhaps, maybe Spanish. Nice Unus of Spearmen. I can't tell offhand. I'm not too familiar with the Islamic boards to know which faction this would be offhand, but take a look at all those shields there scattered across the ground. Those are probably fatigue markers, but you can see that the same kind of detail is matched on the actual models. And look at all these shields. These are very cool shields. Plus, if like you ever add some new models and you don't feel like painting the shields, you can just glue these ones on. That's a good deal. Zooming in here, we got some different kind of shields with writing on them. That's very cool. I wonder if these actually say something. If these are yours, let me know, dude. More shots here coming across. No camels. Not seeing any camels. I'm a little disappointed by that, but we'll deal with these horses. I like this little piece of vegetation in the middle here. It doesn't blend with the horses per se. If this were me, I would have my horses moving around to either side so to leave this nice little vegetation unaltered in the middle. That's my nerd voice. Okay, we just got a shot of the one of the kind of the display tables. So Hagen makes all these. Look how fucking sweet as hell that is. That water effect, the flocking, so clean. Went back, repainted those foreground buildings, and yeah, everything looks really awesome. Some of the prizes, maybe this was for the teams. I think these are the teams prizes, but you can see, we'll get another look at those shields up front. Yeah, baby. So those are Hagen shields. And I think for the melee, I don't think I got a shot of it, but a couple other people bring their weaponry as well, so there ends up being more shields for the grand melee. Definitely into the singles for the third time I'm mentioning it. But cool warband here, like the Saga hatchet. And I wonder if that is a measuring stick as well. Looks about 12 inches long, maybe 6 inches across the blade, 4 for the short, and then probably that handle is 2. Yeah, oh, that's awesome. The fucking Saga hatchet. The measuring hatchet, that's very cool. Nice shield work here. One of the best things about Saga miniatures is their badass shields. These look to be entirely freehand, and I like the little raven one on the red and white. That looks very cool. And then it looks like some kind of serpent on blue. A little further down the row. That one's really cool. We got some chicks worked in there, I can see. Oh, actually, these are all chicks, it looks like. Holy shit. Yeah, these are all women. Oh, look at, we have Lagertas. shield design in the background for those who watch Vikings. This must be her honor guard. All chicks. Okay, cool. Badass. Look at those female berserkers. I didn't notice at first. So we got some archers, some berserkers, Vikings. Cool. Badass. That's a nice looking warband. Okay, we got the fur and helmet is back. Hjalmar the Mad. And got some more shots of these guys. Nice shield work, if I didn't mention it previously. Looks like there's a priest hanging out there of some sort. Some crazy monks. Oh, and I can see the army list back there. He is using the 12 angry monks back there. So that's cool. The monks look really nice. I can see that there's some depth to the robes, even though it's just brown. Those monk models, the ones that I got, were like the worst casts ever. So some mad props to this guy for cleaning them up and doing some nice stuff. There it is again, Hjalmar the Mad. In the name of the Lord, with a little help from Odin, he conquers all. Okay. I think we are on back to Mani's guys. So this must be the foot contingent to the Spanish, or, well, I guess these are Islamic. Same painting style, but other side of the coin. We got some camels back there, liking that. Should be guys on those. A little disappointed. And, oh, cool. Look at those, like, flocks of ravens. Interesting. And fire? Oh, those must be the naphtha bombs going off. That has to be it. Yeah, I'm seeing little bombers up here on the right-hand side. Looking cool. Nice shield work as well. This looks to be all by hand. Yeah, more writing on them. I guess they did writing on their shield back then. I wonder what that all means. Tatawiyah, yeah, by Mani. A troubadour in there. Rashid al-Din brought his most fearless warriors down from the mountain for the grand melee. When Rashid yells, "Dogs, forward!" his Nafatoon ignite friend and foe alike with fearsome Greek fire. Okay, this display board, fucking phenomenal. You can tell it's like fur or whatever, but it just looks like the sweeping plains and wind is blown across, and we got these badass steppe people galloping across, and looks so good. I wish they could have integrated the same kind of like this fur or whatever into the actual basing so they could blend in a little bit better. They look good as is. It probably would be a huge pain in the ass to attempt that, but such a cool idea. It looks really good, really well executed. Has a really nice, cool army banner here. There did Khan Kumachog lead his 4 Cuman tribal warriors to the west in service of Stephen III. They made campaign in terror along the Dniester River. That's cool. I wonder if he drew those by hand or if he copied something. Either way, it looks like a hand artwork in this style. Wow, that's very cool. And that is where we're gonna have to take a little break because, believe it or not, we're only halfway done looking through all these armies. Recording that, I did not realize it was gonna go nearly that long, but I think it's an entertaining video, and so we're going to split it up into 2 because I can't have an hour video. That is just way too long. So we are splitting it up into 2 packages. So next week we will see the rest of the Grand Melee Saga Singles armies, and that, I guess we're going 3. Adepticon is getting 3 parts, baby, and I can't complain about that because those are some sweet models. I hope you agree that everybody did a really great job this year representing. So like, favorite this shit, share with a buddy, spread that Saga word, show him what you can do with those lovely Saga models out there, and just rev those hobby horn dog juices today. I'll catch you later. Saga!